Well, it appears the media has gone wild again. It has been a few years, I believe, since so many things have popped out in the media that are so blatant that we cannot deny something very weird is going on.
What you are about to watch is shocking, as is often the case with the truth. I'm going to be sharing with you new evidence I've uncovered about the second attempt on Donald Trump's life by Ryan Ruth.
This time, I have found where a book was published right after, the day after there was an attempted assassination on Donald Trump. The very next day, a book appears on Amazon for sale. I believe it was about a 600-page book.
The second happened at the Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach, Florida, when Ryan Ruth attempted to shoot Donald Trump but was arrested.
Giving the details of everything that went on about the shooter, the incident, how it happened. And here's the crazy thing with all of this. Yes, you can create books with AI now, and there is even systems that will create these books, in a day or whatever. However, it cannot gather intel from the news that hasn't come out yet. It can't manufacture these things. It has to have the information to do it. Let me tell you about what's going on. We just released all this stuff to the public, and now we're allowing people. We have two different things: the Intel Agency, which is our news broadcast membership, all of this stuff. And you can join that. $5 to join and get all this intel, all of these newsletters, all of this stuff like that keeps you. You need to go and just check it out so you can see what all you get to stay informed about the things you can't find on the internet anymore because AI scrubs it. Can't find it on Google, can't find it on YouTube, can't go anywhere anymore and find this intel. So we're offering that. I'll leave a link in the comments. It's $5 to join. So nobody can complain anymore. This is information that was $50,000 a year for certain organizations. We're now making it public. The next thing, which is super cool, which we've never done before, is we're offering you guys or your organization, maybe your church, who wants to create newsletters and intel and video scripts and things like that to inform people, is access the Echo 8 computer that has all this information.
What you are about to watch is shocking, as is often the case with the truth. I'm going to be sharing with you new evidence I've uncovered about the second attempt on Donald Trump's life by Ryan Ruth.
When you publish something, let's say the next day on Amazon, I've published books there, it takes at least 7 days or so for that to come up public, for it to even show up there before you can purchase it, I believe. So that book may have been published a week before the incident even took place. Something strange is going on, and it's not the first time this kind of thing has happened. There has been stuff happen in the past where people have gone online and found out that victims of certain events that have taken place, their names were posted on the internet with the whole scenario of stuff a day or two before the event ever happened.
Here's what you do not know. Ryan Ruth attempted to kill Trump on Sunday, September 15th, 2024. The very next day, a book appeared for sale on Amazon titled Ryan Wesley Ruth, the Man Behind the Assassination Attempt on Donald Trump, Unveiling the Truth by Alan S. Weber. This book contains a lot of information about the attack, including Ryan Ruth's background, details of the attack, the police chase, and capture. It even included details of Ryan Ruth's trial that had not happened yet. That's strange. How could a book that was published the day after the attack contain details of the trial? Something seems very strange about this book that was published the day after the incident.
All right, guys, did you just see that? This is legit. There is a hard copy of it. It was on Amazon, and it is impossible for a 600-page book to end up about the shooter, about everything that went on, about the trial before it even happened, shows up the day after the attempted assassination. What's going on? Now, I want to take you to another mindset behind all of this. Now we have the rollout. Because look, I've been doing this for 30 years now. I wrote a book called Reason to Believe that covers all of this kind of stuff. So, and I have it now where you can get it in the Intel agency if anybody wants to get a copy. So this has been going on for a long time. The general public has not woken up from this all the way back to 2001 when the Twin Towers went down. This same type of stuff has been happening ever since, but people were still living under the whole that's a conspiracy theory thing. Now we have too much internet access with stuff. Roll out till now where we're having these weird riots. All of a sudden they just popped up out of nowhere. These riots in California, and they're calling out the National Guard and Marines, and all of these things are starting to roll out. Here's something to think about. I can't go into all of the events that have taken place over the last few years, but in this one, I want you to think about this. Here are all these people showing up. It's, you know, think about if you've got buddies and different people and you were just mad about something. How could you get this many people to organize? I even saw where someone was running ads in Craigslist for paying people $6,000 a week to show up and be a tough guy at the riots. Now, get this. All of these people in these photo shoots, have you seen the classic pictures showing up everywhere that always have this like super high definition photo shoot with fire, and it's the one with the guy standing on the police car or something with a Mexican flag? I believe that's a total staged photo. That's not some dude. That's like when I just ran a video the other day with CNN on a stage faking like they were in the Middle East during the war back in 1990, and they were drinking beer on a stage. So we have all of these pictures of these protesters, right, out in California in this crazy events in the news. They're all holding these signs, the same signs, these professionally printed signs. Pause for a second. Imagine today that you were going to go somewhere and protest something. How could, let's say you had 500 friends. Let's say you had a church and you get your whole church to go somewhere. How long would it take for you to get matching signs, maybe 500 signs printed up, professional, for you to show up spontaneously today somewhere? You can't do it, right? Who paid? And everyone likes to say now, they're always saying Soros. Soros was alive during World War II. The guy has to be almost dead. There's no way he's effectively Dr. Evil. It's just a scapegoat term at this point in time. Soros is too old, right? He just can't. I mean, my grandfather died in his late 90s. There's no way he could have been organizing world chaos, right? He was lucky to have someone help him make it to use the bathroom. So it's not Soros. Someone is organizing, and if it rolls out, you know, just like the LA riots, somebody organized that, just like all the riots that have been going on from city to city with the BLM and all that. Who is funding all of this stuff to take place? And the main thing is, what's the end game? Oftentimes, what you need to look at is sometimes the same people who are trying to stop some said riot or some event that's taken place are the same people who are organizing the event. We always have been told that, oh, there's this left wing or this opposite, whoever our created enemy is the one causing all this, and then the good guys are going out to stop it. It's very possible, because this is being funded, preemptively thought about, could be the same people trying to stop it or the same people for another agenda. And all this Elon Musk stuff rolling out, and he's mad about something, and all this technical and surveillance stuff, all of this, I want you to think about this too, because even though I completely disagree with California politics, I disagree. I'm conservative, but I'm also more libertarian and things, but I totally disagree with anything woke and liberal and all of that that's going on in California. However, California is still a state, and the states have more sovereign rights. than the federal government. We don't want the federal government get interfering in our states, because then you lose states' rights, and that's what leads to a totalitarian government being able, or a single leader being able to control you. So while I disagree with Newsom and all the crazy stuff, and I do agree that if a state goes rogue and that state could harm all the other states with something, let's say election interference, if that state is participating in something like that, then the federal government may need to help. However, we have to think about it like this before the media spins our mind. The media tries to get control of us so that we do its will. That's part of psyops, guys. That's how it works. That's why a certain small group of people always try to get control of all the media outlets. And they are. From your little media place where you live, the little outlet, the little broadcast area, all the way up to the main, they all get their information from the same place. And then some stooge gets on the television and reads from a teleprompter in his neuro-linguistic programming tone. So from this weird thing with the book coming out about the whole trial and stuff with Trump, preemptively designed, that means it's kind of weird, as if somebody knew about everything. It's hard to deny that something wasn't strange about that. And then you have this new thing going on in California, which may roll over into all the states, about who's funding all of this, what created all of this, who is behind said, and what's the end game, what's the agenda behind all of this. So you guys know that we run something called the intelligence agency that runs these scenarios through a predictive programming computer, and it gives us intel on what's really going on. And so we have some very interesting answers that we cannot broadcast on these public sites like this, because it may offend somebody too deeply. If you would like to read the articles and get the information from the intel that's coming up, because it may very well be way different than what you think. There is a long-term end game to this. Someone wants to create more control for technocratic organizations, and this may be part of it. Elon Musk was grumpy about, because he creates all this Neuralink stuff and all of this stuff for the government and defense tactics, maybe spying stuff. And he may have thought he was going to get in on something, got rolled under the bus. And that's when he started posting his weird tweets on X, which we don't know if maybe they're true or not true. Anyway, that gets into the Epstein files. And that's a whole nother thing where we saw Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, who had been going on and on for over a year on public broadcast, saying the exact opposite of what they're saying now. I mean, there's people pulling up videos showing them talking about the subject, and now they look like two mind control people answering questions, especially on Joe Rogan. I just saw Kash Patel on there, and it was awful. He was like a robot or something. So let me tell you about what's going on. We've just released all this stuff to the public, and now we're allowing people. We have two different things: the Intel Agency, which is our news broadcast membership, all of this stuff, and you can join that. $5 to join and get all this intel, all of these newsletters, all of this stuff like that. That keeps you. You need to go and just check it out so you can see what all you get to stay informed about the things you can't find on the internet anymore, because AI scrubs it. Can't find it on Google, can't find it on YouTube, can't go anywhere anymore and find this intel. So we're offering that. I'll leave a link in the comments. It's $5 to join. So nobody can complain anymore. This is information that was $50,000 a year for certain organizations. We're now making it public. The next thing, which is super cool, which we've never done before, is we're offering you guys or your organization, maybe your church, who wants to create newsletters and intel and video scripts and things like that, to inform people, is access to the Echo 8 computer that has all this information, where you could just plug in something like, if you have these news reels coming out, this weird stuff like the book showing up, and it seems odd, and you want to get the full details of psyops or different things that might be going on, or you want to plug in some weird news that's coming out, like the whole California riots and stuff, doesn't make any sense, and you want to put clarity to it, have it run like military grade government level tactical information and determine what's the most likely outcome of what's happening. That's where this comes in. And so you can use it, like if you have an organization and you want to spit out a newsletter with intel on a certain subject, you can plug it in there and it'll run this like war room computer scenario and spit out the intel for you. It's pretty freaking amazing how fast. It would take you all day to try to gather this information. And then it can do a video script if you want to do something for your church or for an organization you have. Super cool. So I wanted to tell everybody about that because we're making it public and we're making it affordable now. This is no excuse prices. So if you really want to get in on knowing these things, it's like I tell people, imagine it's 2020 and the whole medical thing is rolling out and the stuff is in the news and they're telling you all of this crazy stuff is happening and you want to know what's going on before something bad happens. And, you know, this is where this type of intel comes in for you. Check it out. I'll leave links in the description. Hope you enjoyed. This is weird.